So I want to talk about part of what you said about how Triple H mentioned that other than the fact that, oh, Roman's like a part-time champion, I felt like the intention was clear, but the fact that he had to say all of this to lead up to, oh, we're introducing a new championship, a lot of people felt like this has become a consolation prize for those who couldn't beat or who they don't deem to be good enough to beat Roman or to even have a match with Roman. And to a certain extent, I agree, because that's how he presented it. That's not even just assuming that, like you said, that he's this figure that can't be beaten and he's just this and this and that. It was also like, oh, well, Roman is the champion and he's been champion for a long time and he's taken down a lot of people and it looks like none of you could beat him. So here's another championship that you guys can try and compete for. As exciting as it was to add another championship, because then you will have a champion on probably Raw every single week, that does kind of make it like peg it down a little bit. I feel when Triple H was done and he was leaving, most of the reaction was not positive. Most of it was like, oh yeah, here's your like sticker, good job, you
got in the ring with Roman Reigns. I do not think of it as a consolation prize at all. I see this going to be the next WWE type title, like the title everyone wants to fight for. It's going to end up with Roman Reigns because he doesn't defend it, because he doesn't, he'll show up to maybe a pay-per-view every 3 months. They're going to, I don't know if it's, in the writing or it's the actual people, but they might bully him into that being the consolation prize. Because look at what they're doing every week. Like, for instance, when I first saw it, I was like, "Oh, Gunther would really. That's made for Gunther." Like the way they're
it's because it looks
hyping up,
like the Intercontinental a lot.
it literally does. That's what. So I'm like,
Yeah.
this is made for Gunther, and if it's made for Gunther, that means that he's going to defend it every week. And one thing that I will give Trips a little bit of credit on that, yeah, he did kind of hold the heavyweight title a little hostage during his reign of terror era, but at least he fought almost every week.
And that's a thing that people forget. Like someone mentioned it. How often back in the Attitude Era or even Ruthless Aggression and after that, like the 2010s, how often was the WWE Championship defended on Raw? It happened all the time. And I understand that things change and maybe, like we have talked about, that Vince really liked to have the biggest matches on the premium live events. That's why he's been saving them, but I don't think that's the greatest way to go either, because they have the women defending the title on Raw and SmackDown. They have Gunther doing it on Raw and SmackDown. So it's like people would love to see a main event be a defense of one of the titles, and I couldn't even tell you the last time we saw that on Raw. I think that would be cool to bring that back too, because that was, again, commonplace. The champion used to be on Raw and SmackDown. The champion used to be on every pay-per-view. The champion was defending it multiple times in a month. Like it's not necessarily what has to happen right now, but going from a consistent champion to someone who shows up like once a month, if that, is crazy.